Emergence is our 4th year graduation concert that was held recently at the Victoria Concert Hall on the 9th of February. And this concert was fully planned, conceptualized and run by students of our 4th year cohort.
It's very interesting because I think we were just thinking and reflecting on our role as musicians in a post-COVID world and as final year students, because we spent 4 years in a conservatory learning music, learning how to play music, learning how to compose music, and now we are emerging out of this echo chamber of sorts. How do we negotiate our identities as artists? Then this concert then acts as a sort of swan song for us as we emerge into the world.
Emergence was also a great opportunity to showcase the various facets of our cohort, and I think it showed through in our program. We had a very exciting mix of repertoire which included student arrangements, original student compositions, and culminating with our final large ensemble piece which brought the cohort together. I think being a part of the production committee for Emergence gave me great insight into running a production or concert from scratch, from the initial stages of planning such as artistic direction and programming of repertoire, to marketing and publicity, down to the more logistical side of things such as manpower allocation, production schedules, lighting and stage layouts, and thanks to the support of YST's programming and production team, as well as the various crew that we worked with at PCH and Arts House. I think this was a pretty successful concert and we are so grateful for the experience.
I first saw it as a daunting task because of how I had almost nothing to start off with. It was basically like starting on a blank canvas. But throughout the process, it got more exciting as I thought of how I could use this concert as a way to tell our story, the YST graduating cohort of 2023, how we began this journey, what we went through, and eventually how we are emerging from the past 4 years of our studies into new phases of our lives.
I was actually concerned a lot about myself when I was asked to join the production team, because I was not sure how much I can contribute for the team, because I had never done concert programming before. I had no idea. But I can say that this entire process that we worked on was a good opportunity to look back and think about a batch of our friendships, what we achieved, and all the wonderful journeys we went through over the last 4 years.
We were lucky to have a relatively large team of core members, and that made task dividing quite manageable. Of course, there were some unforeseen circumstances which pushed our timelines back a little. Working with a batch of graduating students who have their schedules packed with auditions and performance, etc., meant that it would be a little challenging to receive certain information from them on time, or to coordinate a common time for rehearsals and sound checks. In the end, with a little perseverance and teamwork, it all worked out well, and I really enjoyed the preparation process for Emergence.
So 2 days before Emergence, we had the technical bump-in day, which we settled most of the stage layouts and also the lighting plots. And the day before Emergence was the day for the acoustic rehearsals, and to finalize any last-minute changes in positions or lightings for the performers to feel comfortable, and also the intricacies and the various considerations to take into account. One of the examples of the considerations that we had to take into account was how much time it would take to move something from one position to another in between the performances, and whether that would affect the flow of the performances. These were just some of the small considerations that wouldn't have occurred to me if we didn't plan this concert.
I think all of us are very used to working with other people who speak the same vernacular. We can say music terms, we can say fortissimo, bar, measure, so and so. When you work with people who are not in music, you actually have to speak in a way that is inclusive of everyone. And I guess this reflects what it's like to be a 21st century musician. Musicians will work in theatres, will work alongside dancers. There's so much potential for growth.
So I remember showing up there early in the morning on the technical bump-in day, and just not really being sure what to do. And someone just came up to me and said, "Hi, "Are you the one in charge of stage layouts? Let's spike the positions now." And I was there so confused and just thinking, what in the world does it mean to spike?
They do things very efficiently because they've done many concerts over the years, and how they have certain lingo or technical terms. They all seem to have a very specific procedure of doing things, and it's what is the most efficient for whatever time that we have, because a lot of these concerts for them, it changes over really quickly. For me, that was one of the greatest learning points, working with these crew members who were so experienced and wonderful to work with, and they were very gracious in explaining things to us.
They were all very friendly, helpful, and professional, and I think that really gave us a sense of security working on the production end of Emergence.
The other thing that I was really amazed by was the amount of lighting options that were available and how much the light could really affect the mood of the concert. So we are really thankful to Riz, the lighting crew, who basically showed us all the lighting options available. And I remember her just going through a series of lighting options and all of us being mesmerized with the range of options available like little kids. This was a really fun experience that enriched many of our musical lives. And I'm very thankful to the Emergence committee for being the best committee that we could have asked to work with, and also to the VCH crew for being such a supportive, helpful and kind crew, especially in helping us newbies who have no experience planning a concert of this scale from scratch. And through this experience planning the concert, I have a much deeper appreciation for the amount of work and the amount of parties that are required to make the concert successful.